Hi there everybody, welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. I am Boomy. Hello and thank you for watching everybody. So today guys, I have another food video I would like to share with you, and this comes as a request from Nick from my Patreon. Hello Nick, and thank you so much for your support once again. Hello. And so yes, this video is titled, I served baked ribs to a Texas Pitmaster. Do you know, I don't think I would have the confidence in my own abilities to serve ribs to a pitmaster. I'd be lining myself up for failure. Though admittedly, I haven't got an awful lot of experience cooking ribs, but you know, I've tried in the past. You know, God loves a trier. I've tried and I've broken oven that way. Yes, so I don't know if any of you have remember me saying that in the UK, you know, smokers aren't really a massive thing. There's a handful of brands. I don't know how they compare to what I imagine is a very high standard of smoker in the US because I think you just get more use out of them. Yeah, I mean, it's catching on over here. In the UK, we're starting to want more flavour. We want to recreate those delicious, delicious ribs and other lovely smoked meats. So it's becoming more popular over here, which is great because, you know, one day I might actually be able to get a really good kind of American brand smoking device. That would be amazing. Yeah, they're catching on. But yes, years ago, I tried to turn my oven into a smoker. Not entirely sure what I did wrong or what went wrong, but it overheated the oven. I think maybe what was inside it was a little bit too big, and it kind of put pressure on the door and it propped it open, and then all the heat kind of eating in it. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. I don't really know what happened, but it broke my oven. It was a very costly mistake, but I got a new oven out of it, you know, every cloud. Anyway, I am blabbing, as you know I do. So let's get on with this video. Let's have a look what we have here. Now, oh, we have a new face. I don't think I've seen this gentleman before. So let's check out the video, guys. And as ever, if you're enjoying these reactions, please like and I can't get my words out today. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And thank you, guys.
I just smoked these ribs in this oven, in this apartment, without a smoker.
Oh no, don't you, that's what I did.
I'll get to that. But first, are these smokerless smoked ribs good enough to convince a couple of the most respected pitmasters in Texas that they were actually smoked low and slow for hours? And since I'm here in Austin, I'm gonna have my friend and famous YouTuber, Josh Weissman, pass his judgment on them too. Are they gonna be convinced? Or am I going to be deeply embarrassed?
Oh, I don't know. You can't convince them.
I'm about to find out.
What's the history of this YouTuber, guys? Is he secretly like a really experienced pitmaster, and he knows all the kind of tricks of the trade, and he is going to be able to change them?
Hey guys, come on in. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. Joe.
See ya.
Let's have some ribs.
Oh, let's have some ribs.
About 1 in 8 Americans live in apartments without access to outdoor cooking. No gas grills, no charcoal grills, no smokers, no safe way to cook food low and slow over smoke for hours. That's 40 to 50 million people just in the USA.
There's many more in the UK
It's
as well,
sad.
guys.
I'm sure many of these people love barbecue. So in today's video, I'm going to use everything I know about the chemistry of smoking meat to create a smokerless, smoked rib that would convince even the most skeptical of pitmasters. Using nothing more than a home oven, I'll give you a blueprint for creating your perfect rib.
Oh, do you know what? I really could have watched this video, couldn't I, before I ruined my oven. I might have been able to actually do it safely.
Maybe that's a minimalist Texas rib with just salt, pepper, and smoke. Or a Memphis-style dry rib like they serve at the Rendezvous. You might like the always popular sweet and sticky Kansas City ribs. Or something else. You get to choose your own ending. And the recipe starts by understanding what exactly is in smoke. As wood heats up, it goes through several stages on its way to ashes. Below about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, the wood is just drying out. What looks like wisps of smoke is just the fog of condensing water vapor, along with simple molecules like carbon dioxide and methanol. As the temperature continues to climb, the wood starts to decompose into simple molecules like acetic acid, the taste of vinegar, formic acid, the sting of an ant bite, along with ammonia and other gases. None of this makes for delicious barbecue, but until the wood is dry, its temperature stalls and it will continue to smolder and produce a white cloud of sour vapors, which is a really good reason to stop soaking your wood chips. Once the water is gone, the smoldering temperature climbs above 500 degrees, and the hemicellulose, cellulose, and lignin, that are the 3 building blocks of wood, all start breaking down into more complex organic molecules. Some of these we want, but others, like creosote, are unpleasant and unhealthy. The smoke at these temperatures tends to be thick, dark gray, and coats everything in sticky, tar-like awfulness. As the
Oh, do you know what? This reminds me, I think this is what I did. So when I broke my oven, turning it into a smoker, I used pre-soaked wood chips. I was following some kind of YouTube video at the time. I would never be able to find it now. It was years and years ago. But yeah, it was soaked wood chips, and they were at the bottom of like a big tray with like a metal tray holding the meat up, and I was making like these kind of tents out of foil. And if I tried to remember what it was that I did, but there was definitely soaked wood chips going on in there. So this gentleman is saying, no, don't do that. Interesting.
smoke reaches 700 degrees Fahrenheit, the vapors self-ignite and actually burn with a flame, forging classes of molecules known as carbonyls and phenolics. This is the good stuff. Broadly speaking, various carbonyls react with proteins at the surface of the meat in ways that are very similar to the Maillard reaction, creating the characteristic colors of barbecue. And phenolics provide the unmistakable aromas of smoked meats. The more the smoke is rich with diverse kinds of phenolics, the more complex the depth of flavor in the barbecue. As long as the fire isn't starved of oxygen, at these higher temperatures, unhealthy molecules like hydrogen cyanide and ammonia are converted into nitric oxide, which is responsible for the smoke ring in barbecue. Above 750 degrees Fahrenheit, the fire burns clean. Maybe too clean for folks who want the traditional flavor of pit-smoked barbecue. As the temperature keeps climbing, all of the complex organic molecules have burned off, and the only thing left is charcoal. Once that's burned, you're left with ash. When your fire is burning hot enough, with enough oxygen, the smoke gets a thin, wispy, almost bluish appearance. Now, most of the good stuff that we want in smoke are actually invisible gases, not the droplets of tar and bits of ash that give smoke its visible appearance. And you can put it in a bottle. Now, I know what you're thinking. Liquid smoke is bullshit. But give me a moment to change your mind. Liquid smoke is not some artificial concoction. People have been condensing wood smoke for centuries as wood vinegar. And it has a bad reputation because almost everybody is using it wrong. Let's fix that. I'm starting by cleaning up some St. Louis cut spare ribs. The predictive thermometer is a surprisingly good tool to release the membrane from the first bone so that you can grip it and rip it.
Oh, he's done that so much more easily than I've done in the past. There have been times where I have spent like a good maybe 20 minutes having to do this. Admittedly, not on a rack as big as this as well. So yes, it's quite a labor-intensive job, but he's just made that look so straightforward and easy.
Clean off any large chunks of fat and loose bits of meat for a nicer eating rib. Because I'm cooking in this oven, there's no nitric oxide from combustion, so no smoke ring. To make these ribs a convincing forgery, I'm going to spray them with a very dilute solution of this curing salt. The nitrite in this curing salt will convert into nitric oxide during cooking, reacting with the myoglobin in the meat to create the telltale smoke ring. I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of Instacure to a 1/4 cup of water.
Is this guy a scientist? I feel like I've just had a science lesson all about ribs. Well, no, not about ribs yet, all about the wood. and the wood chips. So that was really interesting. I struggled to take half of that information in, I'm not going to lie. But that was, that was on quite a level, the science there. Is this guy, like, does he have a background in science? I love it. I think he might convince them,
Then I'll mix 2 teaspoons of this solution into another 1/4 cup of water. This solution is so dilute that it fully reacts and leaves nothing behind after cooking except a smoke ring. Next, I'm going to season these ribs with about 15 grams of oak smoked salt. I'll let it start to dissolve before I break up the large crystals by rubbing them into the meat. And I'll finish seasoning with some coarse ground black pepper for a minimalist Texas-style rib that's all about the pork, pepper, and smoke flavor. But if you prefer more flavors or sweeter rubs, go for it. I'll give these ribs at least 30 minutes for the salt to start wicking in. And in the meantime, I'll insert my combustion predictor thermometer between a couple of these ribs so that I can keep track of the true core, surface, and ambient temperatures, which makes it easy to achieve a perfect texture. In traditional barbecue, the meat is continuously bathed in smoke, but the smoke is a very thin aerosol. With liquid smoke, we're condensing hours of smoke directly onto the surface of the meat all at once. And in my testing, you get the best results by applying a very thin coating and then allowing plenty of cooking time for the molecules in the liquid smoke to react with the proteins, fats, and sugars in this meat. And now, into the oven this goes. I have a foil-lined sheet tray filled with some water on the bottom rack to catch drippings from the ribs so they don't burn and make a mess. I like to set the ribs on the top rack so that air can circulate all around them, just like in a smoker. My oven is at 275 degrees with the convection fan on. For the next hour, I just let the smoke condensate react as the ribs come up to temperature. When the core reaches around 130 degrees and the surface temperature is 150 degrees, I'll apply another light spritz of smoke. Smoke reacts best when the surface of the meat is just wet enough to be tacky to the touch. If the surface is too wet, molecules in the smoke tend to get carried away by the evaporating water. But if it's too dry, the smoke can't stick and won't react with the meat. This leads a lot of people to say that meat can't absorb smoke above a certain temperature. That's not quite true. Meat can react with smoke at any temperature as long as the surface is still wet. I'm going to moisten my surface with a light spritz of cider vinegar. You can use apple cider if you prefer a touch more sweetness. And that's going to make the surface that perfect tackiness to help the liquid smoke do its job.
I love the degree of science in this video. This is amazing. Oh, I love that he's turned ribs into a science.
Do not be tempted to give your meat more than a light spritz of liquid smoke. Give the reactions time to do their work. The color will deepen near the end, and if you've used a touch of sugar from vinegar or cider, you'll get some nice tiger stripe charring, just like on a real pit smoker. I'll repeat the process of applying liquid smoke again when the surface temperature reaches 180 degrees and around 205 degrees, which is about every 45 minutes for this cook. Look at these. The core temperature's at 205 degrees. The ribs break nicely when you flex them. These are almost ready. I'm going to give them a final spritz. And then back into the oven. I'll turn the oven temperature down to 225 degrees and hold that true core temperature at 200 to 205 degrees for an hour. This lets the collagen finish breaking down to that tender, perfect texture while the bark finishes developing. The nice thing about using the combustion predictor thermometer is that it makes it simple to keep track of how long the ribs have been in the sweet spot, so that you can consistently get that perfect texture that isn't too chewy or too mushy if you don't have a bunch of experience judging ribs just by feel.
That's such a clever little invention. I want one. Where can I get one from?
But this floppy texture is another good sign that these ribs are perfect.
Oh, they just look so good. Is he gonna trick his friends though? Oh yes.
Looks pretty good to me. And it tastes delicious too. Josh, do you want a rib? What do you think? It's great. It's tender. It comes away cleanly from the bone. It is not mushy at all. If you served me these ribs, I would be incredibly happy. But let's not just take my word for it, or Josh's. I want to get a second opinion from a true barbecue expert, my friend Jeff Knock. About an hour north of Seattle is Jeff's Texas-style barbecue, and I think it's some of the best barbecue in the state. The owner, Jeff Knock, has been cooking meat market-style barbecue since the 90s, quietly building a reputation for his post-oak smoked brisket, spare ribs, sausages, and a smoked turkey breast that changed my mind about turkey being a garbage bird.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. I've been cooking for 30 years to get my ribs like this. It ain't easy.
Do you know what? If someone who has been in this business for as long as Jeff has, if he rated my ribs as 8 out of 10, do you know, I'd be pretty happy with that. But something tells me that this guy's like a perfectionist. So I reckon he's going to go back to the drawing board. But there's going to be some kind of wizardry that he's going to add to these ribs, I think. If I didn't know that he had such a knowledge of science, I would say that this guy's a wizard. Being able to make these ribs in a conventional oven instead of a smoker, getting 8 out of 10 from Jeff, I'd say that's nothing short of a wizard. Rib wizard.
Eight out of 10 is not bad.
It's really
I
good.
think most people would be satisfied with my rib recipe as it is.
Yes.
But I am not most people, and I am not satisfied.
He's a perfectionist.
Jeff was right. There's something missing from my ribs. And I think I know what it is and how to capture it. This is a simple
More
distillation
science.
setup. Wood chips are heated up to the ideal combustion temperature. Air flows down through this straw to keep the fire oxygenated, and smoke is created inside the still. As it rises, it's forced to travel down this condensing tube, which has ice-cold water circulating around a hollow core. This cools the smoke and condenses it into a liquid, which slowly drips into a collection flask.
This is mad science.
As the liquid smoke settles, it separates into different layers. There's an oily layer on top and an aqueous water-based layer on the bottom. Wood vinegar has been distilled this way for hundreds of years. But these days, producers separate and filter these fractions and throw some of them out to comply with modern food safety regulations.
Oh.
The problem is that the layers being discarded also contain a lot of the flavorful phenolics that give traditional smoked foods fuller flavor. That's what's missing from my ribs, and I want some of it back. I don't think most of you want to turn your kitchen into a meth lab, so I've got an easier strategy to make a full-strength liquid smoke.
We're going full Breaking Bad here, aren't we? Okay, so I forget the name of what he said was missing, he thinks, from his ribs. Is it the fentanyls, did he say? If that's missing, if that's omitted from the wood vinegar for like food regulation reasons, are they harmful, you know, in certain quantities? Is that why they're omitted from the wood vinegar? If any of you know, let me know in the comments, please. That's I have another question.
By extracting what's missing from strong smoked salt with 151 proof Everclear.
Okay. Walter White. Why is he nude under his apron?
The ice-cold mixture of 75% ethanol and 25% water in the Everclear is ideal for washing off the aldehydes, lactones, and phenolic molecules missing from commercial liquid smokes without dissolving the salt crystals, which can then just be strained before we evaporate off most of the alcohol and water to make a full-flavored smoke concentrate.
This is serious. I admire his effort here.
Put the cigarette out. Please.
He is the danger. Shouldn't be doing that. Oh no!
Move it. Ain't got all day.
Is that
It's
his
ready.
Jesse?
It's got everything that's good in smoke, and it's gonna make some amazing barbecue.
This might actually be my favorite scene in the whole video. Where they're going, they don't need pants. They deserve an Oscar for that.
Let's cook. 5 weeks ago, I thought I was making a simple rib video. A recipe for oven-cooked ribs that wouldn't leave you eating disappointment, wishing they were the real thing. But somewhere in my middle-aged delusions of grandeur, I convinced myself that I could reinvent centuries of tradition. That's how Walter White becomes Heisenberg. But in my case, it ends with me washing smoke from salt, half naked in the desert heat. All to make something worthy of a place like this. Leroy and Lewis in Austin, Texas. Number 2 in the state. Michelin starred. The kinds of accolades that should have made me reconsider my entire premise. Look at this line. These aren't people waiting for average. And what they get for their patience is something extraordinary. Beef cheeks, confit and smoke that will ruin lesser meats. Brisket that makes you understand why people drive across states for barbecue. And a miso glazed and smoked carrot that would turn a meathead vegan. Almost.
Wow.
The barbecue that Evan Leroy and his pitmasters like Joe Yim cook is a reality check. The audacity of thinking that this could be matched with kitchen hacks and chemistry. But here we are. I am about to commit an act of profound hubris. The barbecue at Leroy and Lewis was so good and so delicious. I really feel like I've got to give my ribs everything I've got. And I've got one more trick up my sleeve that technically breaks the rule of no special equipment. But during the recipe development for this video, I like the results so much that I'd feel bad not sharing it. I'm smoking some pork stock in this blender with that favorite tool of mixologists, the smoking gun.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Clean, high-quality smoke from oak shavings is quickly absorbed by the swirling vortex of pork stock, thick with fat. 5 minutes, and job done. This emulsified pork stock gets sprayed onto the ribs as they cook, delivering raw smoke locked into a naturally sweet mixture of protein and fat.
This is sorcery.
Smoky.
Dark magic.
And because chili pea is a signature move, a splash of sweet jalapeno pickle juice. The proteins keep the surface of the ribs reactive. The fat helps carry the lingering flavors deeper into the bark. And the hint of raw wood smoke finishes my forgery. You can think of these techniques as progressive. The basic recipe works great, using just things that you can get at any supermarket. You can upgrade your liquid smoke using the alcohol-washed smoked salt, and for that final touch of lingering smoky flavor, you can use an inexpensive tool that you can get from Amazon and some fatty pork juice. I've put together a PDF of my recipe along with detailed notes that you can get by going to chrisyoungcooks.com, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. And for iOS users, there's also a link that lets you get the recipe in the wonderful Crouton recipe app made by my friend Devin Davies. This Apple Design Award-winning app is a recipe organizer and meal planner that keeps all your favorite recipes in one perfect place.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey guys, come on in. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for coming by. Joe?
See ya.
The final test.
Let's have some ribs.
Rip time.
Here we got some ribs.
They look like they've been in a smoker.
Yeah.
Should we try this?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Can't believe I'm gonna be slicing meat in front of you. Super nervous.
See, I like that you go bone side up.
Why do you like that I go bone side up?
Because everybody thinks it's like some sort of competition to cut your ribs meat side up. Those look great.
Yeah.
So I do have
we got the
one
straight
final
things?
thing I'm gonna do. This is just that smoked pork, fatty pork juice. All right, I'm officially fucking nervous, but have at it, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the smaller one right here.
Right here. It smells really good.
See, like, how they're judging it, can't you? Like the smell, the sight. It's serious business.
They're really good. Yeah. I think one of the things that people tend to do because they're adding sauce and all this kind of stuff, and they very rarely cook ribs with just salt and pepper. When they do it right before it goes on the smoker, it tends to be under-seasoned a little bit. This one kind of like, the seasoning's all the way through.
Everything comes together. I kind of like to try different parts of the ribs too. Just like middle, fatty, kind of the end crispiness too. Like it's all good. It's all
to eat more
different.
ribs.
I mean, the cook on it is really, really good. Really fantastic. The look is amazing.
How's the bark for you?
The bark is really nice. I think, you know, this has like an old school bark to it. Like it's got that kind of, you know, a brisket bark is different. It's got more fat to it and it's got that crunchy exterior with the fat underneath. You know, this is just like barked up, straight up meat.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's got a little bit of a chew, but that's what you want.
Okay, so if you come to somebody's apartment and they serve you these, how happy are you? On a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm pretty happy, dude. I'm really happy. First of all, I just like getting cooked for.
If you didn't tell me how much work went into the rib, I'd be happy, but I'm like I feel loved.
Ah,
Work
that's
went
what
into
it's
it. That's a lot.
This is way farther than I would ever go for a
Same,
recommendation.
same. It is pretty shocking that it, like, as soon as you pull it out, I was like, wow, that looks like it came off of some
Yeah,
port.
no, those are great, especially in an apartment. You know,
Yeah.
when there's nothing to cook outside, when haven't even set foot outside. So these are delicious, but I think it's time for us to get back to the restaurant. Thanks for cooking for us.
Hey, thank you for coming by and trying my ribs. I appreciate it. Humbled. See you later. They like them. I've got one more person I want to have try my ribs. Josh, it's Chris. Yeah, I'm in Austin. Want to try some ribs?
Not Jeff. Josh?
All right, cut. We're done.
Can I just say how envious I am of this kitchen? Oh my gosh. Isn't it beautiful, guys? It's a lovely kitchen.
Thank God.
Josh,
Oh.
got some ribs for you to try.
Beautiful kitchen.
How the fuck do you even get in here?
Secrets.
We don't have security, let's be real.
Okay, smokerless smoked ribs.
Okay. I love when men bring me unidentifiable meat. Oh wow, look at these. Look at that. Wait, you said smokerless?
Yep. Made these in an oven. You could do this in an apartment with no smoker. That's the whole idea.
I mean, I'm honestly shocked. You got the pink butcher paper, first of all.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta have that.
Nice touch.
The grease stains. But then when you open it, I mean, this really looks, this
hold-
looks smoked.
Hold that up. Let's see how that floppiness
It's
is.
got, oh, she's even a little sticky. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to hold it too much. It's gonna tear. Smells smoky.
We chop some ribs?
Let's try it. Wait a minute, is this a combustion? I won't get into it.
Yes, that's the predictive thermometer. We'll pull that out so we don't sacrifice that.
This is how he travels around. He travels around with a big cleaver and then meat, and then just shows up. That's why we like this man. Ooh,
beautiful
look at
knife,
this,
isn't
dude.
it?
Got a smoke ring and everything.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How the fuck is that even possible? Am I allowed to curse on this show?
A
Absolutely.
little bit of cursing, yeah. Sorry, guys.
No way, dude. I'm scared. Okay, I'm going for it. Go for it. Whoa,
Not bad, right?
banging.
Dang.
Wait, what? How though? Like it's got like the bark, it's got that like smoky chew on the exterior, super tender, seasoned perfectly. Honestly, and I'm not just saying this, these are better than like most average ribs you would get out of a smoker. Like the average person, I don't even think could make ribs like this using a proper smoker. So how? What's the move? Because this is a lot to figure out.
So much.
It was quite a journey. Here, watch the video.
Yeah.
It's gonna make some amazing barbecue.
It's going to take a long time to explain.
Yeah, you're gonna need to watch this video.
So really, you just want to watch it for that scene because that Breaking Bad scene is nothing short of a masterpiece. That is hilarious. My favorite part of this video. Oh my gosh, that kitchen at the end was stunning. That's what I would love my kitchen to look like one day. Beautiful. Oh. Right, okay, there is far too much science that's gone into this for me to actually remember the names and the processes and the names of the like the materials or the ingredients, the chemicals. I can't remember half of them, but that is unbelievably impressive. I'm in awe of the fact that he's turned ribs into an actual science. I think that's absolutely amazing. How clever is this guy? Can he do it with baking? Like brownies, you know, next episode is brownies, the science behind it. Oh, I really, really like that. It's turning baking and cooking into be very educational on a science level, you know. It's really, really cool. And of course, the Breaking Bad scene was absolutely fantastic. So, oh my gosh, Nick, thank you so much for requesting this. This has been an awesome video. I've had an excellent time watching this. Very hungry. It's left me very, very hungry, as a lot of these videos do. So, oh, am I brave enough to try and recreate these again? I've already, you know, I've completely destroyed one oven in the quest to create American style amazing ribs. One oven down. How many more is it going to take? I think I just need a smoker. I need a really, really good, like high quality standard smoker for outside. But our weather is so bad. Like, you know, we buy garden furniture and it lasts all of maybe 12 months before we have to buy more because of the rain and the wind. So, yes, taking care of it would be a bit of an issue outside. Maybe it'd have to live in like a shed or a garage. But anyway, I'm deviating. So this was an amazing video. Yes, thank you. Thank you once again, Nick. And I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did, guys. I'm slightly hungry now. Craving ribs. I'll catch you on the next video, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.